Okay, I'd like to call to order the January 15th, right?
Yep.
Okay, Parks and Trails Commission meeting, and we'll start with the roll call. Christensen here.
Erzberger here.
Anderson here.
Nybo here.
Good. Do I need to make a movement? I forget. Okay. And then I'll invite everyone to stand for Pledge of Allegiance, please. Pledge of
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right. So, let's everyone look through the agenda, and do we approve?
Motion to approve.
Second.
All right, all those in favor?
Aye.
All right, agenda passes. Moving on to meeting minutes from our last meeting. You want to approve them next time, right?
Yeah, you can go
These
ahead
are
and just
meeting
take them
minutes,
home, and we'll approve tonight's minutes and last meeting's minutes next meeting.
Okay.
Or amend or what have
Okay,
you.
so just bring them home. All right, so then we can move on to open forum, which no one's here, I don't believe. Okay, presentations, we have none, but we do have unfinished business. So draft wayfinding policy.
Yes. Good evening, Commission. For this one tonight, it's mostly going to be a review of what we kind of went through last year, making sure that I got everything kind of written down at least. From this point, we would go to council with what is proposed, and then we would ask council to approve working with HKGI to help design the signs, to find the vendors, to make them look aesthetically accurate, considering I am not a designer. I'm good at a lot of things, that's not one of them. So with that, we'll go through the types of signs. Again, monument signs serving as that primary identity item. So this would be an example of a monument sign, an old one that would not hopefully be returned to Heritage Park because a lot of it is inaccurate now. Regulatory signs, so that's going to be your park rules, and I'll have an example of that in a couple of slides. We've got directional and wayfinding signs. That's going to guide users to amenities. We had discussed what kind of visual map you'd like to see. And then interpretive signs, so conveying that environmental, cultural, historical, or memorial information. Something that we did add, oh, I forgot this has fun transitions. Something we did add after the meeting, and I think this made sense, so I'm bringing it forward to you tonight. External funding and partner recognition. So there are times where signs, such as the ones shown, are required as part of grants. So, for example, the $300,000 grant from the Hennepin County Youth Sports, this is the sign that has to be placed on site to recognize the funding. So something that we put into the policy is, yes, we recognize that we're probably going to run into required signage, but can we limit the number? Can we make them appropriately sized? Can we locate them in proximity to the funded item? And can we consolidate them when appropriate? Because sometimes they'll let you put all of the sponsors or donors onto one sign, which is really nice. So, these transitions are not actually as fun as I thought they'd be. As far as implementation goes, existing parks, Heritage Park integration with the remaster, so getting HKGI involved, and then working through installation of signs. Wildflower Park, what I heard last time, and I just wanted to verify it before I move forward set in stone, we do want to put one in Wildflower Park. Like sooner rather than later. Yes, okay. And then future parks, just making sure that we integrate them upon further development. So as a park develops, we should be naming it. We have a park naming policy. And then we should be moving into, okay, now we need signs so that people have the address, the park name, etc. This also is going to be the regulatory signs as discussed previously. They are Was that showing on your guys'? Okay. They were included at Wildflower Park and they are also at Heritage Park. So currently we are covered as far as those are concerned. So finally, that leaves design. As discussed, this would remain a placeholder until more work with HKGI could be done. This would include things like color palettes. We could work through that. The typography, so what's the font? City logos, are we looking at a color logo like this? Are we looking at monochromatic? If we are looking at monochromatic, are we looking at white, black? How do we make that look good with our logo? What monument signs specifically look like, and I did highlight that we are looking to have, and I want to make sure I don't miss anything, park name, city logo, address of the sign. Double-sided when appropriate, scaled approach for community parks versus neighborhood parks. So having that in here in the appendix, I wanted to make sure that we have it in writing, so that if council approves, we can move to HKGI, and these are already things we have that can hit the ground running. And then we can hopefully come back to you guys with something that you like and keep going. Directional and wayfinding signs were also something that I would recommend looking into with HKGI, helping them get those maps situated, figuring out how we display them in a way that's not aesthetically overwhelming when you're in a natural area. Potential icons, so I did include in the appendix some standard icons that might be used if there are other ones that maybe you're interested in. I've got things like AED, baseball, benches and seating, restrooms, park building, pedestrian crossing, pets on leash, as shown. So they're standard things, but to help keep them consistent and standard across the board, it would be nice to have those kind of shown within this policy. With that, I think that's all I really have for the presentation, but I'm happy to take questions. In the policy, it does say Wildflower Park, determination of necessary neighborhood park signage. I'd like to include that integration is preferred, based on the feedback tonight.
Yep.
And previously.
Does that typically make it into the actual policy, or is that more of a recommendation that comes with the policy? Those are one of my questions. Do we need to lay out these specifics and what will live on as a policy forever?
No, we can take it out and then include that in the staff report.
Yeah, I'm just wondering if that's with these, if that makes more sense as we,
I'm good with that.
you know, instead of the implementation section, put that as like a part of the recommendation.
That makes sense.
And then I did leave interpretive signs as a later down the road option. It says TBD. I figured, and to your point, the wayfinding policy is probably going to change and develop over time, but I do think you're right in keeping implementation off of there, because even by the next update, it's probably
Yeah.
Did you want design ideas, or no, we're just gonna give it to HKG and come up with something for us?
up to you if you have specific preferences that you'd like to throw out there. Oh, I figured that was why you were asking.
No, I thought maybe you were looking for that. I was like, well, maybe I gotta come up with something, but.
We talked to,
These are not bike racks, so we don't get.
Yeah, right, that's as far as my design goes. Black or white, I don't know. Okay.
So at this point, a recommendation to bring it to council
Yeah.
would be likely the next step.
and I would only just formatting stuff, I would point to the appendix somewhere in the policy itself. So we just have a straight, all this, and then you have the design, either the design part of the policy or point to the, like, for design.
Okay.
See appendix, just, when I was reading through it, like, oh, appendix. And then in the purpose, you talk about city of Corcoran parks, trails, and open spaces. Is open spaces something other than open space parks? Or is open spaces
Good point.
a park itself? So just,
I think at one point we were looking at possibly doing, encompassing kind of all city buildings, and so
Yeah.
I think maybe it was a typo from one of those. Seth's not the only one with typos.
But is it appropriate, should it be open to other public
mean,
spaces? Like you could,
At this point, I would say that wasn't the direction and preference from the council, so I'd say let's focus on making our part better, and that could be addressed down the road.
okay.
Seems like this is an easier way for us to keep moving forward, and
Oh yeah, I don't wanna get
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
signed up with
Those
it.
are Park specific anyways.
not that I'm not happy to help the others, but for now, we'll keep
They'll
moving
use
on.
this as inspiration. when
Yes,
they're
exactly.
Coming up with open space.
And I think my last note was, it sounds like, based on what I'm seeing there, the external funding recognition may actually live outside of what's covered in the design scope. Like, they're gonna look different than we're recommending for design. So I don't know if there's at least some type of stipulation in the
Also,
external
like at a
funding.
fifth scope,
No, I'm just saying in the external funding and partner recognition, at least mentioning that in some instances, those signs may fall outside of the design recommendations because they're
I see what you're saying.
partner specific or
Yeah,
they're,
so we have to add a logo, is what you're saying.
yeah. Like that one you showed wouldn't, I assume we're not gonna design something that would fit in. So that just might be worth, so we don't run into any issues, have some out in that.
It's almost like designs may be predetermined by external funders and would fall outside of the city's
Yes, exactly.
Okay,
Something
yep.
just like that in that external funding section.
I just wanna make sure I'm going down the right path so that I don't add something in
No,
that you're
that's
like,
exactly right.
that is not what I said.
Is that leaving them open though to do whatever they want?
But it sounds like we're kind of
Well,
signing
if
up.
they're given, if it's a grant, then we are doing whatever they want, or we don't accept the grant, right? So it's a stipulation of getting a grant, at least in that instance, right?
Mhm.
So,
Goes to the
yeah.
park, yeah.
Now, if they said, well, we also want your sign to be blue when all of them are brown, if that's not a requisite for the grant, then I think we'd still be okay saying no.
And to be fair, it wouldn't be like they're gonna come in on the monument sign.
Yeah,
But
right, yeah.
It's
not
really
gonna
just,
come up.
they're probably gonna have their own sign that is gonna live on a post, and maybe we put all of the funders on that post. Or maybe we consolidate all of them onto one sign if they're okay with that, but a lot of times they have their own type of sign that has to be shown
Okay.
as like a,
For
Well,
example,
go ahead.
okay, with that sign that we saw, the example, is that something where they would say, this is the exact thing we want it to be a circle, we want this font, we want that guy running there.
that
Or-
is the exact sign that they sent me that would
And
be
then
put
they
up
hang
in
it
the
on,
You have the
okay, so
signs.
we can't take their logo and then fit it
So-
Modify
onto
it.
our brown sign or something.
What I will say, some are okay with it.
Okay,
Specifically that one, there are two different sizes. For presentation purpose, I did put the bigger one on here, just so that it was easier to see.
Mhm.
But I want to say that they said we could work through our own sign vendor to create it, but I don't think it was changing the design. I think it was just to see if we could get it at a lower price.
got it.
We still have final placement and design shall be subject to city review in there.
Yeah.
If it is.
Well, I'm thinking eventually if we get the splash park,
Mhm.
the JCs may want something over there
Yeah.
of recognition.
Oh, yeah.
And
Yeah.
whether their logo is whatever.
And as part of the park enhancement program, put some pep in your park, we do call out that there might be recognition, I think, in there as well.
Mhm.
We're trying to cover all of our bases at every step. That way we ensure people are getting the recognition. Any other updates?
Oh, just a random observation. It seems like in many parks that I go to, the signs are on about a 30-year rotation, and park signs don't last very long, because they're just absolutely in the elements. And they do get, and so it should be something which is probably inspected annually and reviewed, I would bet every 3 to 5 years they need to be.
That might be a really good question to ask HKGI and
Yeah.
just say, how long do you guys see signs lasting? Are people putting them into CIPs, which I would be surprised if we start integrating that until we get bigger, just because it won't meet a monetary threshold.
Yeah.
But it's something we should be considering and budgeting for as we move forward and determining what budget that should be coming from.
Yeah.
Good point. Do you guys want me to summarize? Would that be helpful?
Sure.
Okay. So updating under purpose, parks, trails, and open spaces, make it make sense. Maintenance and replacement, adding that as kind of a point in here to be determined with help from HKGI. Noting that designs of vendor signs may not follow standard design signs that city signage does. Adding a design section, likely removing the implementation section and putting design there, pointing people to the appendix. I don't think I had anything in the appendix to change, just that we need to see the appendix. Does that cover everything?
Maybe we should label in the appendix, this is an example sign, so that people aren't thinking, because this is an official policy, right? We have our Corcoran City Park.
I don't think we'll adopt the policy. Like, I wouldn't envision
Okay,
council
not-
adopting it. Right now, we're just looking for them to allow us to move forward with HKGI to finalize the policy,
Gotcha.
because we wouldn't have the designs in place anyways. Does that work?
But it might be a good idea just to take that picture out of the,
I can take it out.
what's going forward, to your point.
Now that we've discussed it.
Yeah, it was good having there, but,
Yeah.
yeah.
Easy peasy. Leave the regulatory sign
Well,
on the next page.
I mean, it's a great example, but that'll change too, so we should probably get
I
rid
thought
of
we
it
were
from.
leaving the regulatory signs since they had just been updated.
I think we're okay with the one.
Oh, okay, so they're not gonna redesign that.
Do we want them to?
The only reason would be if we change the other signs dramatically in their design. Not that we'd have to replace these right away necessarily, but
But maybe
For
keeping
future-
it in mind for
yeah,
implementation
like
in
if
the
our
future.
color is not green, then it'd be nice to have that change too.
I agree with that.
Just use the word example below it.
Yeah, you could say example.
You know what I mean? So people aren't, you know.
Right, and then the next round, when we redo park rules, we'll have our design set.
Mhm.
Use that.
Seth brought up a good point, maybe putting something in the appendix, like, these designs are subject to change.
Sure. Yeah.
That way there's no confusion, this isn't the final.
Yeah, we're being a little nitpicky here, but, you know.
That's our
what we're
job.
here for.
That's our job. That's our job.
I mean, you don't speak to it in here, but I know we talked about before, just as much consistency across all these signs is what we're looking to for as well. So it doesn't, like if you talk about policy and like our design, the intent is that this will give a consistent look and feel across all.
I thought we had that at some point.
The
Maybe-
the
maybe not.
purpose, it's in the first line.
Sure.
Establishes a consistent and
Okay.
cohesive signage system. And then I just need to finish the last part of that sentence to make sense.
Okay.
You're right, because it didn't make sense. But the word.
You've
in-
trained us on what open space park is.
I'm just really focused on it. I know we have some open space parks, and,
About a year ago, we wouldn't have caught that. probably. What were you saying?
I was gonna say the boardwalk in the open space park in the northeast portion of the city is underway.
Wow. Oh, cool. They can put it in over winter?
Yes,
It's
that's
better-
actually
Better
preferred.
time to do.
Oh,
So they're gonna try and get out, in a
Less
few
monkey.
weeks to
I suppose.
Heritage Park and do the one out there in the winter too. So,
Wow, that's
Wow.
exciting. That's good.
Yeah.
We need a sign on that.
huh?
We need a sign on it with our rules.
Quick, before the people
I think
get
we
up
got
there.
extras.
So do we need a movement?
Yeah, maybe just a recommendation to direct staff to, a recommendation to council to direct staff to work with HKGI to finalize, make the updates, and come back with design.
Okay,
You can say what you said.
I will recommend that exact thing. And then we need to move it to then recommend it, right?
Well, motion and then a second.
Sorry.
I'll second that motion.
All in
Yeah,
favor?
no, so I made I want to know.
Yep, you
I
made
made the
it.
recommendation, that's the first motion.
Mhm.
Okay, got it.
Yeah.
All right, all those in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes.
Yay.
Okay, moving on to new business, draft 2025 annual report and 26 priorities.
Yes, so as part of next week's work session on the 22nd, they are going to be discussing goals, the goal-setting work session. So similar to previous years, actually, I skipped a slide. I'm coming to you with an annual report and 2026 priorities. It's a draft, so whatever you want to change, let me know, and then I'm sending an email to Jay, our city administrator, tonight after this meeting, so that it can get to the council. So as part of the 2025 annual report, you all appointed Chairperson Christensen and Vice Chairperson Erzberger for 2025. Discussed and coordinated the annual tree giveaway, which I would like to note, we are looking to maybe transition that. So if anyone is interested in taking it off of Tom's plate, as much as he's passionate about it, I think he's ready to give up a little bit of it, which you will see more of as an added point in the next slide. We began construction on Heritage Park after a lot of reviews of plans and hard work. We're here. How exciting. Approved garden club request for tools and a shed for the garden club to utilize while maintaining the memorial garden. Exciting. 2025 priorities were the Diamond Lake Regional Trail, which we are working with Three Rivers pretty closely. We're developing a portion of it through Heritage Park, so I feel like we've done a good part of that. Park development and city park remaster, those kind of go hand in hand, and we're doing it. Wayfinding, we are working through right now, and future financial obligations, while we didn't quite get there, it makes its way again. For 2026 priorities under Park System Plan, so in coordination with the 2050 Comp Plan, working through a Park System Master Plan to establish further park priorities. So really understanding what park plan we have, what is like a concept plan for it, what are we kind of trying to see in that area. And an added point, I was told this week that on 3/12, there is a tentative work session that is likely to be approved next week with the city council regarding the park system plan. I will have more information for you as we get closer, but if you would be so kind as to put it in your calendar. As far as 2026 priorities beyond that, wayfinding, finish reviewing the draft wayfinding policy, providing that recommendation to city council once we finish work with HKGI. Heritage Park, so complete park construction, reopen the park, and work through closing out alternative funding opportunity requirements. So that would be the grant funding, that would be HUD funding. And then at the bottom, tree giveaway, transition coordination from Commissioner Anderson to a new commissioner. So I don't think, and please don't let me speak for you, but I don't think Tom is necessarily looking to just go, all right, good luck, see you later.
No.
It would be a transition period, but I don't think it's a lot of
No,
work.
and part of it probably will mean that we'll just give some things that I'm doing over to you.
That's fine,
Way to go, Tom.
because you know what I'm gonna do? Thanks for your help.
Way to work together.
Honestly, we are a great team, and whoever comes on, we can find what works for you. I'm happy to work through whatever we got to work through to get someone else on board. It's not hard, I don't think, and we can make it easier.
No, and really, it's just kind of the fun part,
Mhm.
picking the trees. And there's, label making and arranging to figure out what day to give them away, when they come, picking up the trees. It's pretty easy.
It's a timing thing kind of with the, where you get them
Yeah,
from.
the trees come in, they come in when they come in, and
Mhm.
then we get a date, and then we pick them up Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday, and then give them away on Saturday. We could give them away the next Saturday, but they don't get any better sitting in somebody's garage.
Right.
You know, you might as well get them out right away, so, yeah. And that depends a lot on the weather. It's usually right at the end of April. That wouldn't necessarily be so, in a different kind of winter.
Yeah.
So just think about it. It's one of the priorities for 26, and we're coming up fast on the event.
Yeah.
Chair Christensen?
Potentially. Why don't you give me a rundown of
Yeah.
everything I would
Yes.
need to do?
Yep.
I already buy trees anyways, so
Yeah,
I just pick up a few
that's for a
extras.
few extras, yeah.
Peer pressure is
Yeah.
special.
Bring your bigger car with
What county do you buy them from?
Wright County.
Is that the one pick up in Buffalo?
Yeah.
Okay, that's a good one.
Yeah, they're organized, that's easy. They get, we get 600 trees in the back of my Subaru.
But be sure to count them before you put them in.
Let's talk about it after the meeting.
And I will say, if there are parts of that that are concerning, we have city vehicles that I'm happy to drive and go pick up the trees. My big concern would be storing the trees, because I don't know.
I don't think getting the trees would be a problem for me, because I'd probably be going there anyways. It's the timing of the event, just because with all the kids, it'd be hard to, plan that out, but.
Happy to work with
Yeah.
you.
Well, okay, we'll discuss
Seth is
that.
happy to work
I
with you.
cannot commit at this time, but I'll keep it as a top priority to figure out soon.
I don't think I need a motion on it. Sounds like there's a consensus, so I'll pass the information along.
Yeah.
I will say,
Can I add?
go ahead.
There's a couple policies we worked on, I didn't see on here, like the naming policy.
Was it this year?
Yeah. Okay, maybe not.
I can double check. So naming policy, what other ones?
Maybe that's the only one sticking in my mind. Cause I thought that was part of the Heritage Park. Name selection was the policy.
You are right, because that came after the naming of the park. I'll check on the park enhancement too.
Your one bullet about Heritage Park being underway, that was a lot of the year, was that.
Mhm.
All those designs and work
Mhm.
towards that, so.
Okay, so you're good with that?
Mhm.
All right, excellent. Let's move on to linear park timeline discussion. What do you got for us?
Alrighty, so the preliminary plans for phase 2 of St. Therese were received. And staff anticipates that the developer will request to utilize a portion of the linear parkland for construction staging. This happened previously, there's just not a lot of space on here with construction happening. With that, we did something similar over in Bellwether, if you recall. So they utilized the space for staging, and then after they're done, they have to go through, grade it out, and put it back to a pretty much situation where it's usable or up to a certain standard. So with this, we're trying to be proactive. There is a potential opportunity to advance the elements of the park following the staging of their construction. So we're kind of looking for what the preference is. Is it to have the developer kind of complete some of these park improvements, like putting in the trail and the trees? Or would you rather see them kind of leave the area undeveloped until a more comprehensive linear park plan is developed beyond just this section? What I will note is that this photo is coming from the southeast district plan, I think. And so it does show that meandering trail, which had been previously discussed. It would follow the same plan that was shown in concept if that changes any preferences. It would just expedite things a little bit more. The other point that staff discussed is that it would kind of provide a loop around here, which then makes it a usable situation, not just like installing a section to nowhere, if that makes sense. And then the final thing, there is discussion, and it's not set in stone, but there is discussion of civic campus kind of nearby that area. So it would also be activated likely by the civic campus as well, if that landed there. Questions?
I'm lost.
So
Sorry, kids.
Oh, no, totally
That-
fine.
That,
So-
according to this, is gonna be townhouses. According to this key.
Look at the far north, make it small, right
Yeah.
there, that's it, yep.
Those are townhouses, according to my thingy.
So
That's not a park. The linear park is in the middle of the city center.
the linear park is this
Okay.
section right here with the trail.
Gotcha.
So it's just
Oh, we're
like
calling that a
that.
park?
It's a linear.
I thought you
park.
meant the one that was gonna go in the middle of the
Oh, the
city
town
center.
center
To
park.
me, that was the.
Town center
Oh,
park.
no, not town center park. The
Oh.
linear park, so
Oh,
kind of
well,
like
no one
a
named yet.
parkway is another way that I would compare
Yeah,
it.
along a boulevard or whatever, or,
Mhm.
yeah. Kinda
So-
like the trail along 19 in a way.
Yes, similar to that, but this is shown to be more meandering.
And this is part of Three Rivers, or is this part of ours?
This would be part of ours.
Thank you. Okay.
Sorry,
So it's more or less just gonna be a trail with more,
with trees. Yep.
and
And
more
meandering.
meandering.
So it's really just, do you have a preference either way? Staff could go either way on it. We can see the value, it's not necessarily going to nowhere. Provides a use for residents, and again, if that civic campus were to go in over there, it's activated by that.
So
And even so, City Hall is like right here.
How much do you feel they would do or put in of it?
Well, just this section going from
There,
two
did that,
intersections.
yeah, but meaning
The length of St. Therese, essentially.
would they be putting in the concrete or whatever?
The bituminous, that would be part of the discussions, yeah.
And replacing trees, and so it would be kind of ready to go?
That would be the request.
Mhm.
And like I said, we're trying to be proactive, so it's not that they have asked yet for
Right.
construction staging. We're just trying to get your guys' preferences in case, you know, sometimes meeting times don't always align with,
Wait, so is this, we would ask them to do this because we allow them the construction staging?
yes, part
So
of
we're
it, yeah.
saying, yeah, use it, but then when you're done, put in a trail.
Yeah, if they're gonna have to put it back after they're
We
done,
may as well put in a trail.
yep, here's the park dedication portion of it, right? Like,
They still have to do a park dedication, even if we didn't ask them to do this, right? We'd still have the option to.
that's part of the discussion, yeah, with the plat coming in.
So this
where-
would, if they did the work, this would reduce their
Yeah.
catch.
Correct.
Okay,
Okay.
got it.
But it would develop part of a trail, so.
Yeah.
Hmm.
We'd still be involved in the so they would get a design, we would have to look at it, or they would just, if we give them the okay, then,
Make it 12 feet wide and have
Right.
to do so many trees
So,
or.
city standard would be 8-foot wide trail.
Mhm.
Three Rivers is the 10-foot wide. So it'd probably be an 8-foot bituminous, and meandering is kind of the plan at this point.
Do
There
we
was
get-
a set number of trees that they needed to plant somewhere on the property, and so they were saying, can we plant them here in place of, which would be a nice aesthetic
Yeah.
for,
are we signing off on this though? When, it's obviously cheaper to make a straighter trail probably than a meandering trail.
at this point, I don't even think I'm looking for a motion, because they haven't come to us about the construction staging. So at this point, it's just, what's your preference? And then I can provide that, and if it comes back and we have time to bring it back, love that.
Yeah, I mean, my preference would be just have them do it, because then we'll have it ahead of time, but is the quality gonna go down at all if we don't have as much of a hand in it?
I can tell you that a lot of times we do have the developer put in the trail.
Okay,
That's not
Okay.
uncommon,
Got it.
because then they get a reimbursement for
okay, so we have a
by
process
foot,
for this,
yeah.
yeah, okay.
You said trees, they would have, okay, I don't know if there's trees along there right now, but so replacing trees. Is that for part of the development or along there?
Putting in trees as part of the development that didn't all fit on the site plan is my understanding, that they have to find an alternative spot to put them still. And so this would be that alternative spot, thus providing benefit to the park.
Okay. 'Cause
To
in
the
other words,
linear
they want
park.
the trees gone for building purposes, right?
I
And
don't
so
know
now
if
they're
that,
replacing.
They owe us trees,
they owe trees.
and we have to,
This is where they'd like to say, hey, can we put these trees? And staff feels that it makes sense there, so helps bring more of a park feel.
Uh-huh.
I like taking the opportunity to put in trails when we have the opportunity to.
I agree.
Yep.
Otherwise, it sits for a few more years. And
Yeah.
so we're all on board with that.
Yep.
All right, there we go. You heard from us.
Love it.
So on the other picture that you got there, in that section.
The black and white
The
one?
black and white one.
The black and white one.
That one's hard to read.
It is, yeah, it's sort of, now I know what the downside to doing it this way is. Since we were, they were counting trees on this plan, right? Is that what we were just saying?
I am given the information that I need to know to bring to you
Okay.
guys. I am not privy to all the
Okay,
discussions, so
all right.
to be honest with you, I don't have all of the details. I was
That-
just told they needed to find an alternative spot.
That's fine. You know, I'm just looking at that plan, and part of that is a 5-story building.
Uh-huh.
And guess what? I'm talking about the trees here. On the north side of that 5-story building, they're putting in trees. They're putting in oak trees about 10 feet away from the building.
But this is St. Trees, correct?
Is that the existing?
This is what's here already.
Have the trees died yet?
I don't know. Because the
I know.
5-story building is the apartments.
Yeah,
The
okay.
independent
If
living.
you put a tree 10 feet away from a 5-story building, you get 0 sunlight.
Right.
And if it should grow, you've got a oak tree that wants to be 60 feet wide, 10 feet from your building.
Right.
Yeah.
I
How
know
did
there's
we-
been some landscaping issues as to one of the reasons why they owe us trees.
There we go. Okay.
So it's possible that,
I think we've identified parts.
He's more privy to the conversation, see?
because they go out and inspect the landscaping
yeah,
plan,
good. Yeah.
I think there's been some,
Good, that's good. Somebody, okay,
Yeah.
make sure that it
Somebody's
gets
paying
paid.
attention.
They don't plant them and take credit for it, and then they die.
Then they die, that's, yeah. Anybody can do that.
And 8 foot even for our linear park is the standard we have.
That's my understanding.
Calling this a linear park, okay. I didn't go back and look, but I was wondering.
I can double check.
So how wide is the linear park? Do you happen to know that by any chance? I like it, but it's not really very wide.
I mean, wide enough that the trail seems kind of skinny on the land, in the concept plan. Which I don't know is oh, nope, it says not to scale.
Not to scale.
Not to
Yep,
scale.
don't listen to me,
Which one's not to scale?
The colored one.
the colorful one.
Okay, but this one's got a scale on it.
Yes, that one should be.
This is the linear park.
But I cannot.
It's like, well, it's not to scale, so you can't see it.
40
Well,
feet
the
wide.
black and white one should be.
Looks like it's about 40 feet.
40 feet, yeah. You know, we can talk about a meandering trail, but it's 40 feet wide.
Unless this is. Oh, no, okay, I'm confused. City Center Drive.
So is it built on the black and white one? It would be on Outlot A? Am I reading that
Mhm.
right? And there's nothing there right now? Like they didn't draw enough?
Outlot A is
trail on
much
The
it?
only thing that exists there currently that staff discussed is rain gardens. Do you guys remember that came through in like 2021, 2022?
Mhm.
It was like 79th place rain gardens, and there's a couple of rain gardens that were put in there to help filter the water.
Oh.
So that would be part of the meandering to avoid that as well.
Go around it.
Is it that Outlot A on this map? That's much bigger than 60 feet.
Is it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
Oh,
okay,
good.
we got
Yeah, I
plenty of
compared
room.
my pen to the scale at the bottom.
Yeah, I was looking at the parking lot thing. It's
Okay,
more like
good.
60, 120.
Well,
It's like almost 180 feet or something.
Oh,
Wow,
that's big. That's great. That's really nice.
that'll be a nice trail.
I mean, any of it's nice, but
That's good.
I've asked Seth if he can touch base with Dwight or Natalie or Kendra and see if we can get kind of more information on the width, and we can get back to
Just
you.
get dimensions.
Yeah.
of everything.
just because we're curious.
Absolutely.
And maybe confirm, the trail width.
For open space park, yeah.
Not an open space.
No.
park.
Sorry, a linear park.
Linear park.
Because we had some different options, like on the road, open space parks, off the road. This would
For a
be off the
trail.
road, yeah.
Sure.
There were, and that is included in the comp plan, and I think would be part of the 2050 as well, so. Good questions.
Okay, great. You don't need anything else from us? Nope. Okay, so reports, information, planning, project update.
Nine.
thank you. Oh, that one, okay.
There's nothing you are aware of to note here?
So,
Anything I'm gonna note is going to be in the Parks, Recreation, and Trails update.
Gotcha.
I'll double check with, planning for next meeting to make sure there isn't anything coming up. It's been a little quiet.
Yeah. Okay, that sounds good. Then let's move on to the Parks, Recreation, and Trails update.
I forgot to change out this photo, don't ask me about the stairs. Heritage Park planning, so the park building has roof, interior framing is taking place. The boardwalk is anticipated in a few weeks. Youth baseball, I don't have numbers for you. It's been a chaotic week and an even more chaotic day. But registration for residents opened on January 5th. We do early registration. And then it opened on Monday the 12th to everyone. And that remains open until Sunday, March 1st, or until filled. So make sure if you're looking to get kiddos registered, you get them registered ASAP. Finally, program coordinator, the posting for the position went live on Monday the 5th and is open until February 16th. So,
Is that the summer part-time?
yep,
We can't find an intern again or anything?
I hope so.
Oh, is that what we're finding them?
Yes.
Oh,
yep,
gotcha,
Yep,
okay,
so it's the Noah Jackson
Yes.
Parker
yes.
position.
Them great guys,
Yes,
I like that.
NJP, Noah Jackson Parker. And then, as far as upcoming things, or things that have recently happened, January 8th, we didn't have a lot on that meeting. It was just a pay request for the work that Valent has been doing to create the building shown on the left. January 22nd, so next week's meeting, we've got 4 things that kind of pertain to what you guys see. The holiday toy and food drive and Toys for Tots donations. So it's a resolution acknowledging that happened. Here's the donations, and we donated them, or we handed them off to the appropriate parties. See My Legacy quarterly acceptance. We do a quarterly acceptance of the donations received on See My Legacy. This time it was $53, but I do anticipate we are going to get a bigger one. I have been reached out to by a community member, so you will likely see another quarterly acceptance for Q1 of 2026, which is good, because it means that the software is being used, and this next one, I believe, will make it really worth it for us. So, more to come. 2026 special events is another topic that we've got on there. I am bringing forward the request to do a trunk or treat event. I've spoken with some community members, I've spoken with our police department, and there seems to be a lot of interest in doing an event like this. Shouldn't require a lot of staff time.
Over at the park?
I'm sorry?
Over at the park,
Heritage Park, yep.
on our new pavement?
Nice lights and everything.
A good way to like show it off, you
Yeah,
know?
yeah.
It'll be done.
More
and
options and, yeah,
we
using
can
it.
get businesses and organizations out there, get them exposure. It's another community engagement opportunity. So, exciting stuff. Hopefully you guys are in support and I didn't just like bombard and roll through you.
Hmm, that's awesome.
Heritage Park improvements, another pay request for the building. Again, they're doing work on the building, so we have to pay them. January 27th, there is an open house for the Civic Campus Public Engagement. I do have a flyer in my hand for the outside piece. And if you would like more information, I can pass this over to you, but you cannot take it home because I do have to go put it up in the warming house.
And what is it?
It is the opportunity for the public to speak about the civic campus planning that's happening to move like City Hall.
Oh,
Yeah.
that one.
Yes.
Where are we moving the city hall?
You haven't seen it? The numbers for it?
Make sure you scan the QR code.
Yeah. It's a good thing we got flyers.
And then finally, March 12th, again, that tentative joint work session with Parks and Trails and City Council.
I'll get on the way back.
There's 12. So what time would that be? At the five, like a 5:30?
Yes.
Ish?
5:30, somewhere in there. I can, like I said,
Yeah.
more information to come. I think I just found out on Wednesday, yesterday. Or Tuesday.
I'll email them the information
Seth is so good.
once in a while.
What was the date on this thing?
So this wouldn't be on our, next,
27?
on our park meeting day though?
No, that would be on a
Yeah, so
council
we
day.
would do- Okay.
It would be the week before your meeting, so you'd be coming in 2 weeks in a row. Thank you for your dedication.
What day of the week? This is a Tuesday. Sorry, it says it right here.
Oh, wait. The 12th of Tuesday. Oh,
other-
that is, okay.
Yeah, I was
like,
just
I don't
adding,
think it is.
I was just adding a note there. Okay. Thanks, Tom.
Yes.
Okay, thanks for the update. And let's move on to the garden club report.
Still winter.
Okay, excellent report. Need a
Although I
motion
did,
for that.
I did get, I've got my seeds are at my house. I'm not planted yet, but I've got
Okay.
seeds.
Good. I don't do seeds. It's too hard.
Yeah, it's fun.
You get looked.
Park dedication fund. Anyone have any questions?
It's going down.
Where's the payment?
Yeah.
We're doing work.
It's good.
But we should see more go back in over time. You can see like the HUD federal funds are in there going back in. And there should be a second set that will show up on there as well, so. And
Another
then
HUD, more federal funds.
yeah, so HUD federal funds, there should be a total of 500,000, so another 250 will come through, and then like the Hennepin County Sports Grant and Three Rivers reimbursement. So
Nice.
as we finalize those,
We'll get a little money back.
Yep.
Great.
downfall with reimbursement, but
Any questions on that? All right, no other business? Any other comments, questions, concerns? All right, then I will make a motion to adjourn our meeting.
Second.
Who wants it?
There you go.
All right, all those in favor?
Aye.
Meeting adjourned.